This week I want to talk to you about releasing negative money conditioning. I have been doing so much work with this, and I could not be more thrilled with the results that I've seen in my own life as I work through this negative money conditioning. What's negative money conditioning? Well, in a sense, negative money conditioning is also blocks to manifesting money, to manifesting wealth, abundance, prosperity. From the moment that you're born, you've been conditioned to feel a certain way, to believe a certain way about money. Money is evil, or only greedy people have a lot of money, things like that. You don't deserve wealth. Desiring wealth is greedy, and you're not capable of having wealth, and that list goes on. These are money blocks. And we need to release these money blocks and work through this old money patterning and old money conditioning and get rid of it. This is what will help you overcome lifelong negative money conditioning so that you can begin to manifest wealth, prosperity, abundance, and the life of your dreams, anything that you desire. So I challenge you to work through negative money conditioning, and in the file section in this group there is some journal prompts that you can download. You can print it or you can work off your computer, whatever works for you, but it's designed to help you work through money conditioning through journaling. The written word is very powerful. You can create through the written word, you can manifest through the written word. So as you go through these journal prompts, and it's a list of questions, and you answer the question in your journal. That's how it's designed to be work. You can write the question down if you choose, however you want to do it, and really pay attention to how each question makes you feel as you read the question. Really pay attention to the sense, the feeling that you get inside, and write about that. Write as much as you want. You can write a couple sentences, you can write a paragraph, you can write a whole story. But as you work through each of these journaling prompts, this will help you to work through, release those money blocks, and dive into really what's holding you back. Like for me personally, I was raised to believe that wealth was out of my reach. I was raised poor, I guess. My dad had an accident that left him disabled, and so growing up, I didn't have a lot. Money was very tight. There were things that I wasn't able to do, and my parents did their absolute best to give us the extra things. Obviously our basic needs were cared for. We had food, we had clothes, we had shelter. For the most part I had a happy life, but there were a lot of things that I was not able to do because my parents did not have the money. And so I grew up with a poverty mindset, with a scarcity mindset. Oh, the money isn't there. I'm sorry, it's just not there. We can't do that. And so hi Tiffany, how are you? I grew up feeling like financial stability was out of my reach. And that isn't anything that my parents did wrong in raising me. It was how, as a child, I perceived my situation, and that was how I developed money conditioning. And I had to really work through that. I didn't think that I was worthy of having an abundant life. I didn't think that I deserved to have an abundant life. And that's old money conditioning. And it was conditioning that I had to get rid of. I had to release those blocks. And I did so through journaling. That's why I'm offering you those journal prompts. That was a tremendous help to me, because in doing those journal prompts, I was able to realize, you know what? I am worthy of abundance. We are all worthy of living a better life, of living a good life, just because we were born, okay? There isn't a reason why any of us should not be able to have that. Money is not evil. Money itself is just energy. It's what one does with money that is good or evil. If you are living in abundance, you have the capacity to pay it forward and to help others. I took a class several months ago, and I really loved the way that this person put it. And they said, what if all the healers and all the light workers in the world were living in financial abundance? They would have the capacity to reach even more people. And that really hit home for me, because I thought, wow, that's so true. That's so true. So, I used to think, you know, I would see the wealth or the rich or whatever, and, you know, like obviously celebrities and, you know, other wealthy people, and I would think, wow, you know, must be nice to be them, and oh, you know, wealthy people are greedy, they don't ever want to give. That's not always the case. Maybe that's what we see a lot, but there are a lot of people living in abundance and living in prosperity who do choose to do good things with the gift that they've been given. And that is a choice. So money itself is not evil. It's what we choose to do with money and with wealth and with abundance that's good or evil. So choose to do good. Being thankful for what you have. When we're thankful for what we already have, no matter how little that might seem to be to us, that opens up the gates for the universe to bring us even more to be thankful for. And so you could add that to your journaling as you're going through your money conditioning. Add things that you're thankful for. Be thankful for the home that you have now. Be thankful that you have food to eat. Be thankful that you have a vehicle. Maybe it's not perfect. Maybe it's not, you know, exactly what you want right now, but you have it. Be thankful for that. Be thankful that you wake up every day and you can breathe and you can see and you can walk out the door. Be thankful for those things. And as little things come into your life, say you go grocery shopping and you decide to spend, you know, $5 on a beautiful bouquet of flowers. Be thankful that you had the ability to do that. And do that setting the intention that every dollar that you spend will come back to you multiplied. When we set intentions and we truly embody them, that is what we then attract more of. And if we're not embodying our mindset that we know we're worthy, then that can also be a block. And so we have to learn to not only release old conditioning and release money blocks, but then we have to learn to embody a new state, a new way of being. And if we feel abundant, then that's what we are. And abundance isn't always just money. Abundance can be having wonderful people, friends and family in your life. Abundance can be waking up and having your five senses, because how many people in the world are blind or deaf or they can't talk or you know, whatever the case may be. So abundance isn't always money. We can have an abundance of joy and happiness that we cultivate in our own lives by making the choice to be happy, to be in a state of contentment. Money or happiness doesn't come from outside sources. Happiness is an inside job. We have to reach inside ourselves and find that sense of happiness in the little moments that we have in our life. Going for a walk with your child. You know, those are some of my happier moments. You know, I've been without a vehicle for 2 years, and I cherish the moments that I get when my son and I will go for a walk. We get tired of sitting inside the house, and we'll go for a walk, and we talk and we laugh, and he tells me all about his Fortnite videos that he watches on YouTube, and those are some of my happiest moments. So instead of being down and depressed and, oh my God, I don't have a car and I can't go anywhere, I choose to find and see and seize those happy moments where I can find the joy. Because like we can't drive to the dollar store anymore, so we'll walk there. And that's an opportunity for me to spend some wonderful quality time with my child, hearing about his aspirations. He wants to grow up and be a professional YouTuber. And you know what? I think that's great, because I've seen some of the YouTubers that he watches, and they're making amazing money. And he wants to do that. He wants to get all this equipment and start playing video games and live stream them. And so he tells me all about that. And he knows so much, and I cherish those moments that I get to spend with my child, listening to his dreams and aspirations. And that's also an opportunity for me to encourage him. Yes, absolutely. If that's what you aspire to do, if that is where your interests lie and that's what you want to do, you can be and do anything that you want. And so cherish those moments and be thankful, because then the universe will then give you more opportunities, moments, and things to be thankful for. So release the resistance to money. When we want money, when we desire abundance or wealth or whatever it is that we're desiring, a physical thing, we have to be open to receive. we can want it all that we want. We can desire it until our faces are blue and our toes are purple. But if we're not opening ourselves up, if we haven't released those blocks, it's not going to come. If we say, I'm open to all the greatness that the universe has to offer me, but deep down inside we still feel unworthy of it, we're going to block that. So we have to know our worth. And I hope that you're understanding how all of this ties together when it comes to releasing your old money conditioning. That includes releasing feelings of unworthiness about money and about wealth. So release these old patterns and old mindsets that keep you trapped in scarcity or lack, or that keep you trapped in want. Because if you think about it, if you look up the definition of want and desire, okay, want and desire, and I have that here, and I'm going to read it to you word for word. To desire something is to strongly wish for something, a strong feeling of wishing for something to happen. To yearn for something, something that is sought after. To long for something, to crave, to have a fancy for. That is the definition of desire. The definition of want is a deficiency of something, to be in need of something, lack, scarcity, absence, non-existence, unavailability, insufficiency, a shortage of need, scarcity. That is the definition of want. You know, back in the Old English times, when you were said to be in want, you were in need. You are found wanting. And so when we learn to use our words powerfully and learn the difference between words, we can use our words to create more efficiently. So stop saying I want all the things that I don't have, and start saying that I desire them, and detach yourself from that. You have to put it out there to source or to God or to the universe, and then let it go. Because if we put it out there and then we hang on to it and we have an attachment to it, then it's always going to be in process. We don't want it to always be coming. Oh, it's coming, it's coming. We have to put it out there, detach from it, and allow it to be. Allow it to be. You know, I've shared this before, but when I started working through releasing old money conditioning, I had a lot of things start coming through for me. You know, I've talked about it before. My beautiful friend Marlena, who's with us today, you know, the article, I was interviewed for her beautiful article, and that was something that did not come until after I made a decision that I was changing my money story. That did not come until after I started embodying that I was worthy of having money, of getting my name out there, that I was worthy of having abundance in whatever capacity the universe allowed. And so I'm so thankful for that. And that's just one example of how when you give it to the universe or to God or to source, whatever your term is, and you leave it there and detach from it, then things will come. Things will start happening. And it's not necessarily going to happen overnight. I mean, it's possible it could. It depends on how strong your intention is. But it may not. It probably won't happen overnight. But things will start falling into place. You'll have what we call synchronicities. And you know, it wasn't long before I had the opportunity to be interviewed that I had a business coach, a very knowledgeable person, come into my life and offer me business coaching absolutely free. And I wasn't really sure what I was supposed to do with that. I was like, wow, this is what happens. And I have learned so much from this wonderful person. Her name is Jennifer. And she has taught me so much about the nuts and bolts of business, but also how to spiritually release. And so I'm very thankful for her, you know, because if it wasn't for her, I don't know if I would have ever got the idea to write my own course. You know, as some of you know, I've written a complete self-love course. It's a 10-week course, and it includes one-on-one weekly coaching support from me. And that was a lot of work, and I started working on that in January. And it is launched right now. If you would like information about taking that course, just pop me a crown emoji in the comments, and I'll send you some info on that. But if it wasn't for Jennifer, I don't know if I would have stepped into that. I've always loved to write. I've tried to do blogs before and just, share my heart with the world. But through Jennifer, I've learned how to more effectively and efficiently market myself through, social media avenues and through email marketing and a host of other things. And she's taught me the ins and outs of running a proper business. Things that I didn't know, things I was doing wrong that I needed to change, and so that all came to me when I decided, that's the key word, I decided that I was pursuing my dreams and goals, and I put it out into the universe, and I detached from it, and I said, here, this is my intention, this is what I am confident that is going to happen, and it's done, it's over. I am not energetically available for anything less than the intentions that I've set. And I was so surprised when those things started coming for me. And they might seem insignificant to you, but those were huge for me. And I am deeply grateful for those two opportunities to be involved in that. And so I challenge you, if you're struggling to release scarcity or lack, or maybe you're not living completely in scarcity or lack, but you just feel like there's more out there available to you, or maybe you have this amazing message and you want to reach more people because this message that you have for these people could help them and encourage them and change their life, then I encourage you to release your old conditioning, release your past thoughts and feelings about money, about wealth, about who you are and what you're capable of, because the sky is the limit and you can do absolutely anything that you put your mind to, but you have to get out of your own way. You have to get out of your own way.